I felt them, I heard it, and so I thought that was like just really cool to start that relationship together with the team in the city. So that was cool. I thought going into it, we know the turnover battle would be a big piece of this. It's how we want to play as part of our identity, and so to win the turnover battle, I thought was big. I really felt Brian Robinson was a real factor in the run game today, and just we know that he is, but that felt good. And then I thought, Noah Brown, his first time as a commander, making some plays, but I think the story of the game certainly goes to Austin, and to have a franchise record in your very first game, that's a big deal. So it's not easy going into a new locker room without all the time and chemistry with everybody. So I thought for him and Tress and they really did a good job of helping him get there. So I thought that was the story of it, going down, all the way to the end to get ready to go, kick the game winner. I thought that was a big deal. So at the end, when winning time came, I thought that was a real factor.
Give me an update on Jayden, just when he came out, what happened?
The wind knocked out of him.
Any concern with how much he was running, especially early in this game?
No, I wouldn't say I had concerns. I mean, it's obviously going to be a story that we're going to keep working through. We don't want the hits, so I'll look at the tape and probably have a better assessment for you on that tomorrow. I think probably in this one there was 4 that were called that he could have a read off of it, one that he checked into. So I'll take a look and have a sense for that. But yeah, he was good to go.
Coach, obviously you want touchdowns every time you get down the field, but
yes,
how much encouragement can you take out of 7 scoring drives in one game?
I think the other part that I can take out is just the time of possession. That's what happens in those moments. We wanted to be aggressive. We had some 4th down opportunities that we were going to go. And so we thought we wanted to play fast and start fast. At the end of it, you're right. And I thought the penalties were, the real story that knocked us out of some, from plays when hey, it's 2 downs from here, or, a penalty that could knock you out. Now you're looking at a completely different situation. But I thought those are things that we've got to be able to clean up. You've heard me say before, the combative ones, we're going to continue to teach and go with, but pre or post snap, those are the ones that we got to get out of our game. And so we'll work hard to do that.
Coach, is there anything in particular to take out of the fact that Jayden, through 2 games as a rookie, has no interceptions?
Yeah, there's a lot. I think he has a real conscience for the ball and security for it. That was one of the things that made him so unique coming out of college. That many touchdowns for that many interceptions. And so he has a real mindset about it. It's a really important thing for us, taking care of the ball. And so that was a real factor today in the turnover battle.
And how much, once you decided you're going to move on, you're going to kicker in, Adam was bringing, hey, here's 3 guys. How much tape did you look? How much talking did you do?
Yeah, 0 tape. That's all Adam right there. And I just hit him afterwards. Like, really good job by him and his staff. We knew we weren't going to stop competing, to get it right. You've heard us talk about that and how important that is. And so it's not easy, to do that. And I remember talking to Tress and to Tyler. I said, you've done a good job with the people that have come in. It's not always easy to new people, new chemistry, new things to go, but we're going to get it right. It's going to stick. And I was pleased for them, but I recognize it's not always that easy to do. But that was all Adam, 100%, 0 tape end on my end. But it was really cool to know for a player who was not playing last week to come in and have the type of day he did. Like, not easy to do, so definitely worth recognizing.
How do you guys feel about where you're at corner right now with the 2 guys who had to play today?
Yeah, I would say we're still undecided would be the answer I would give to you. Just like any other position, we're just going to keep competing to find the right answer and the right people to put into those spots. We felt it was the best to make a switch during the game today, and so that's why we did that. By no means does that mean we're through or that. Like, I don't want in this day and age to be that. I do want to say, but we're always going to find what's the best to win for today. And so that was an example of that today.
Going back to Seibert real quick, you guys didn't have a full kicker workout after the previous game. Like, you signed him the day after. Had you seen him before?
Yes, we'd actually, and you have too. New York Jets. So in the rain, hitting some big ones, and I remember on the other field they were making them, and on the field we were at, we didn't have the best day. And so he was one of the players that we had targeted if we were going to do something. And so it was part of that process from all the way back. We had a good evaluation of him at New York.
And the tandem tandem of Eckler and Robinson, I mean, how have those two been together just away from the field from what you see and sort of their chemistry together?
Yeah, Austin's such a excellent teammate, and it was part of the reason why we wanted him here so badly, as the complement to B Rob into that space. They're different, but on the field together, they just are really competitive in like a really good way, Nikki, in terms of support for one another. I was bummed for Austin on the first one, to get a chance to get the one all the way back. Obviously, I didn't see the replay of it of what they call it as a foul, but he's that type of player that can make those unique plays to do it, and he did it again today. The running backs are really equipped to make big plays. I think it'll probably level out as we go. What games needed more, what ones needed less on that. The benefit of some of the ones that are, extended play. Can he remain a passer on one versus that? Those are the things that he's going to learn. The receivers and tight ends and backs have done a good job when the second play begins to go do that, and we'll continue to work that. As far as the ones that he's designed to go, we prefer those be ones that it's a light box or different ones to go, and that's usually the case of what we're looking for. It's part of the advantage of being at the line of scrimmage and being able to change plays where you can try to find a look. Now the defenses are good too. They're going to show one look and play it another, and that's part of the gamesmanship of a disguise. And you have to be able to fight through some of that, although it's not what we want. Seeing a loaded box and an extra defender into there.
Hey, Coach, I know the last week it's been a message around finishing on the defensive side of the ball. I
Yep.
know you haven't had a chance to look at the film yet, but what are your just immediate initial thoughts on
Yeah,
how the
and I
team
thought
did there?
I was really pleased to see. I thought Ben made some plays on the ball at the end of going to finish. There was a cover 2-1 that was over on our sideline that I felt. And anytime you can, really strain and fight for it, I think that's good. I'll look at the tackling and get a better sense for that, Candy, of where we're at. But the finishing part of it, I thought the second half felt better as we were going through it compared to the previous game.
I know from an identity standpoint, you want to be aggressive. That's one of the main words that I think I would associate with what you want to be.
Yep.
How does that identity piece go into your decision making about fourth downs versus analytics versus anything else you can do?
Yeah, I think it's probably a little bit of both as you're going through it. So we do want to be aggressive. So we communicate, what the situation is, what we would do into that spot, and then we kind of go through the week thinking that, what would be some third downs that would turn into fourth downs to go. So we like to give the play callers the information early to Cliff, so that way if, fourth down, it's a go at this number or this number, and it's a kick at this one. So my main job is making sure Cliff knows exactly when and where, and the same thing with Larry, compared to a punt or a field goal at those numbers. So that way we've already planned for that during the week. I don't want the game day ever to be a knee-jerk reaction. Hey, go for it, or get emotional about it. I want to be calculated, and this is, the decision we were going to make, including at the win. Do you have to go for a 2 to go win it, or take it into overtime? Those plays, you want to say, yeah, we've got a good call for that moment, and if it comes up, we're going to go nail it.
How did them not having a place kicker affect your decision making today?
I did think that it would be different. It's a tough spot to be into. So when it goes into there, what thirds become fourth downs? Same thing with the scoring to go to it. So I thought we could have, knowing that going in, that's a big deal. And, they did a good job of fighting through it, from their end. 'Cause I think it might have been on the opening play, if I'm not mistaken. And so that's a tough go. You have to have those contingency plans. Who's the backup snapper, who's the backup punter, backup kicker, going through that, and you work through those to make sure you're always kind of have somebody in your back pocket ready to say, if this comes up, we'll be ready to deliver on that. So it's not what you want, but it is something that you have to plan for.
Dan, you got so many new people, staff, players, etc. How do you balance celebrating, enjoying your first win with maybe a win that throws some holes in there?
Well, I think we want to treat those two things the same as best as we can. I think the players saw last week there were lessons to learn, but the sky wasn't going to fall on Monday, and I was going to have a meeting and talk about it. And I'll do the same thing going into tomorrow to say on both of those, there's lessons to learn. And now can we apply them and go through it? So I think what you'll see is a really consistent approach by the team. to get a division win, like we talked about the importance of that and what it means. And I even showed some film of what the old history of this, to know where you want to go. You got to know, what's been here. And so, part of it had, Summerall and Madden talking about a game, and just, I wanted them to know we're now part of that, but we also get to write our own story about this division and what it can be. And so that was my message that I wanted to share to them last night. It's an honor to be a part of that, but it's a bigger honor to create your own story. But you do have to know where you've been to say, like, to recapture, that kind of energy takes a lot. And we're up for that challenge.
Last one, then we got B-Rob.
Two unrelated questions. One, what were your thoughts and feelings coming off the field after the win kick? And then second, I know you said before that feel like you're a better coach now than you were in Atlanta. Can you go back either today or sometime this week where you made a decision or did something, and it's hard to examine yourself, but maybe that you did better or differently than you would have, from your previous time?
Yeah. Getting a chance after, like I was thinking through the series as it's going, I thought a big rip from Jayden to Noah, to kind of put us down into that space. And now as we were going through the clock scenarios of what would happen, getting on the ball, getting the ball centered to where we'd go. And then I just took a couple of deep breaths, like, all right, Austin, like, here we go, man. So just watched it from our sideline, but a little bit further down the field. And I thought it was true right when he hit it. So that was awesome. Gave Adam a big hug, was pumped, that as much as didn't go well last week, we knew we could be a lot better than that in our game, but not to take anything away from Tampa. I want to make sure I'm super clear on that. But we did have to play more like us, and I felt like today had more of that, as opposed to me doing things. I think in game, that's where, I've got to make sure I'm really clear, and I was today, with the guys going, kicking, the scenarios, the penalties, really making sure that the game and clock management part is on point. That's my best way to affect the team and our play style, and I'll go do that.
Feels great. It's been a long process. It's hard to win in this league. As you can see today, we didn't put ourselves in the best positions to win, but we still fought through to get the win. It's still hard. So, just overcoming, that whole process to just get where we're at now. Give us the spark of energy we need to just, build confidence within our group, and we're just gonna continue to get better.
When you're having success like that, what's that do momentum-wise for you as the game goes on?
It just turn me up, just keep me going. I want more and more and more. What more can I ask for? So just thankful for the opportunities, and I expect to continue to grow off of that.
You and Austin obviously complement each other in a really good way. Could you kind of see that starting to build throughout the offseason, throughout camp, and what is that chemistry like?
I mean, I told everybody that me and Austin was going to complement each other very well, and I still feel like it still haven't came all the way full circle yet, and we just figuring out how to play with each other, and be the talent we want to be, and it's been 2 games in, and we've gave guys a great idea of what we're going to be, and so much more to come.
133 rushing yards. How good does that feel? Career high for you?
It feels great. I don't even think I got close to that many rushing yards in some games now. Feels great. Great start for me. Just to, so I can gain the momentum that I need going into this stretch. And, I'm thankful for the opportunities again. It's been a while since I got 17 in one game too. So, I appreciate all that, all that love and from my coaches. And I expect to keep building off of that.
You guys obviously had some issues in the red zone when it came to penalties and false starts. Can you speak to your kicker who wasn't here 6 days ago and sets a franchise record, 7-7?
He got respect from everybody in that locker room right now, and what better way to, come out than to just show that you're capable and we can depend on you, to win the game for us. And that's exactly what he did. He did that from the first quarter to the last play of the game. So super, super happy for him, and, we expect, just keep bringing him along.
Ryan, obviously, you've had confidence in yourself since the day you arrived here, right? But to have this level of it, I know you're really appreciative. Is there anything like a pressure release almost of like 2 years of just knowing that you could be that feature back the way that you were today?
I always knew that I was capable of doing, what I did, and capable of doing so much more. You know, so like I said, I'm thankful for the opportunities because I was able to show them, that I'm capable, and complacency don't live within me. I, but I don't even know. Like I ain't even paying attention to the numbers and stuff. Yeah, I'm just trying to win games, and with team success come individual success, and that's what we're working on.
And obviously, the coaches are going to have the conversations with you guys, but you guys are also going to have internal conversations, right? As an offense with the penalties, what's kind of the message from you as a fellow player on how you guys need to address those?
We just got to stay locked in, especially in critical situations. Guys got to be extra dialed in on, what's at stake. That's it. Just the level of focus got to be there. And I don't really know how. I know we had a few, that kind of cost us, and I expect to, clean that up going forward. Within the whole unit. Just not one person. I'm not singling out, one person. There was multiple instances that came up that, kind of negated us in critical situations, and we got to be clean in those areas.
Ryan, what's the balance between being encouraged that you got to the red zone as many times as y'all did, but you couldn't cash in, and what's the balance between those two feelings?
To get points, that matters too. Obviously we want to finish in the end zone, but at least we was able to finish our drives with points. That kept us, in a good situation. It kept our momentum in a good spot too. But obviously, scoring those touchdowns is critical. Because we put that game away, you know, longer time ago. So we just got to be extra, extra, extra focused, in those critical situations.
But what was it like seeing Jayden go out there? What's the reaction when the team when you had to leave and when you came back in?
I mean, he's a young, he's only a rookie. Like it's only so much I even expect him to be able to do. So like for him to just put his body on the line, multiple times and go all out just to get the first down, like, I'm gonna be there to pick him up, and if anything else he need, from me, So he's a tough dude, and he's gonna continue to show that, over time he's gonna continue to show how tough he is as a player, and what more would I want from a quarterback, that is willing to go and put his, do my job and go and put his body on the lines, in critical time to get the first down. So, I just tell him like play fast, play smart, just play smart and just do what you always been doing.
That's one.
Brian was asking about Jayden too. Like, what did you see him being sacked 5 times, but then coming back on that last drive and doing what he did? What did you see from him in those moments?
I never seen him. He hasn't been phased not one time. By anything that negative that happens. I haven't seen him. His energy, go down or anything. He's as positive as anybody on his team. Even in the most critical times or when things are backed up. He's a great leader in those situations. He's able to, fight through as our quarterback. To help put us in a better situation.
All right. Thanks, Ron.
How we doing?
First of all, obviously it's your first home game during your season, first NFL win. How you feeling after?
I feel blessed. Can't really complain. It wasn't the prettiest game, but win is a win.
And in the first half, seemed like you were scrambling quite a bit. Second half, able to stay a little more patient in the pocket, get some bigger plays downfield. What were the conversations like, or the changes made at halftime to get that going in the second half?
It wasn't really no changes. Just go out there and play your game. I'm seeing it. We're moving the ball really well in both halves. So it wasn't a conversation like, hey, sit in there a little bit more. It was just like as the game went going, it's kind of just play football.
B-Rob was talking earlier, said that nothing really phases. How do you keep your poise in the game? You get out for a play, took some shots on the ball, those things.
It ain't the first time, so it ain't nothing new to me.
How frustrating does it get then when you guys can't punch it in when you get those red zone opportunities?
It's extremely frustrating. Obviously, we moved the ball efficiently down the field, and not to say anything, but go out there and leave points on the field, man. You know, we work so hard to get down there. We want touchdowns.
Tony was saying on the last drive of the contest, he felt like you were kind of laughing on the field because you just seemed like you were enjoying that moment. What is that last drive like for you? I think it was after the run on top or something. But what is that last drive like for you? How much do you relish those kind of moments?
That's what you live for, those moments. That's where names get made in this league, is when it comes down to it. You know, big plays, 2-minute drives, things like that. They got to have them.
Is there any play that personally stands out for you that you made, whether it's a throw, if it's run or read or anything like that?
Nah, not at all. I got to go back and watch the film, but I'm just excited that we got the win.
You obviously came back in, but how are you feeling? Was it on that play right before you went out that?
Yeah, nah, I'm good. You get the wind knocked out of you a couple times. You know, you got to catch your breath.
And just in terms of, you know, this is only one game and all that, there were some mistakes, red zone, et cetera. But what do you kind of thinking about this quickly take from this that you think you can build on going forward?
Got to finish in the red zone. That's the main thing we can take away from that.
On the outside, the conversation all week was, "Are you running too much? Is that too much a part of the?" Did you have those conversations inside the building with Cliff? What was that like?
Nah, not at all. Just call the game. At the end of the day, the defense dictates what we do. So you go out there and you just playing football at that point.
So you feel comfortable with what you're being asked to do?
I mean, you got to pick and choose your spots. But you know, go out there and manage the game, play football, and go out and make plays.
What's it like to meet a kicker at practice on Wednesday and then you make 7 of them on game day?
It's a great feeling. Obviously, we got the win, so it's been great.
Brian Robinson and Austin Eckler, and just having those two as a tandem, how do they help you?
Y'all seen it today. B. Rob did his thing. Eck did his thing out the backfield. So having those two in the backfield with me, knowing in pass pro and in the run game, you got guys that could take a 2-yard gain, break some tackles and take it 60.
And the shot you took lowered his shoulder, knocked you out of bounds. Were you surprised it wasn't a late hit? Were you expecting a flag on that play?
Nah, not at all. I mean, I'm a rookie, so I don't know. I ain't gonna get too many calls. So
Jayden, just wondering if you could share anything from you and Malik catching up today.
um, nah, I mean, can't say too much, but I'll just say, man, I was just happy for him. As a brother, as a competitor, obviously, he did his thing, which I kind of expected. Just knowing him, he's a really good football player, and it was very exciting for us. We even said it after the game. We jersey swapped, obviously, and he got my first jersey, my first win jersey, and I got his first 100-yard game. So that's gonna mean a lot to both of us.
And then when you were on the field there for that moment, you probably didn't notice because you were kind of thinking of your own thing, right? But the fans got pretty quiet while you were down, and then when you came back in 2 plays later, got pretty excited and pretty loud. How does it feel to? Well, did you notice first of all? But even if you didn't, how does it feel to have a fan base that is that tuned into what's going on with you?
I didn't notice. I was in the zone, but just hearing that, man, I appreciate the fans. Obviously, their support and everything. You know, can't beat it.
Jayden, the throw to Noah on the last drive, what was the play call? What were you looking at? What did you see from the defense?
Yeah, we had a 3-man concept front side over to the left, and defense covered that really well, and then was able to get back to the Inca with Noah. And we kind of hit it earlier in the game where he made a nice catch for us, so I knew that he was able to win on that route. If I got the time needed, was able to beat the safety with the ball, and you know, he took it from there.
I suspect that you've probably been closer to some kickers and not closer to all the others on your teams. I just wondered, did you say anything to Austin after the game, or
Appreciate you.
do you know anything about Austin?
I'm still learning. You know, he's very new to this team, but he's a good kicker. I'm glad he's on my team. Yeah, man, we was just talking about that. He's a Mets fan.
Thanks, Jayden.
Appreciate you.
7 for 7. Have you ever imagined a crazier scenario for your first game?
No, I haven't. But I guess that's a great way to kind of welcome myself to the team and, you know, win a football game. So I'm happy with it.
What was your reaction from all your teammates?
Oh, just happiness. It's been this whole week, me being here on Monday. Everyone's been just open arms and very positive, and it's been a lot easier to kind of just get in the flow of things because the positivity around here is really really good.
This is the first time your kids with, I guess, with Tress holding and Tyler snapping. So, I guess, how did you get used to it right away? What made the transition easier in that regard?
Well, they're two of the best in the league. And coming into the situation here, I knew that there was a great snapper and a great holder and Tress. Um, so it just makes my job a lot easier because I know that Ott's going to hit his spot and Tress is going to hit the spot on the hold. And all I got to do is just trust my technique and just time it up. And that comes down to me doing that. And I thought we executed that fairly well in practice on Wednesday, Thursday, and today.
You ever had sevens before at any level?
No, no, I haven't. I don't know. I mean, maybe back in like little league days. No, I don't know.
You ever been lifted up on the shoulder?
I have not. I didn't. They were struggling. I'm kind of a meaty guy, so.
Just what was the feeling like for you just before your seventh, your final one? I mean, kind of what goes through your head in those seconds there?
I mean, for me, it's just trust my technique. I did it on all previous ones. No reason to make it bigger than it is. Just go out there and do what I do. And in the off season, it's funny. I have a lot next to my house, and there's a pine tree. And I go out and I kick at this pine tree. I don't go to a field anymore. I kick at this pine tree. So I just tell myself, kick at the tree, go out there and trust my technique, and it's been working for me.
How many kicks at the pine tree per day?
Well, we go like 3 days a week. My wife will film me. My daughter will be out there with us too. And we'll hit like 25, 30 balls. And yeah, it's fun. So it's a family event. Yeah.
And I know you said you would never imagine this, but it has happened. With a team that was struggling in the red zone, and for you to step up and do that when 6 days ago you weren't on the squad. What is that like?
I think just going back to doing your job, focusing on that, you get put in those situations. This staff brought me in for a reason, and they believe in me to do that. And you just got to go out and execute it. And like I said, not make it bigger than what it is. Just trust your technique and do it, and put others first. So like every time, I say a quick prayer. I put my teammates first, the coaches first, the fans first, and then I just allow my talent to take over. And that's kind of been my, thought process through all of this.
Hey, Austin, obviously you didn't want to carry it with you, right? But a lot of pressure from the outside media, team, fifth kicker on this team. How aware of that storyline were you coming into this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much everyone knew that there was some kickers here before me, and I can't think about it that way. That's their story. That's what they're doing. This is my story. Um, and yeah, sure, you think about that, but at the end of the day, I'm writing my own story, and I think that's kind of the mindset you have to have. And like I said, playing for others first, I feel like leads to better outcomes for myself, if that makes sense.
Gosh, they knew, but you've been a lot of different teams, a lot of different head coaches. What stands out to you about the way you noticed that Dan does things here?
The positivity. It is. I can't really explain it. Like everyone is just wants everyone to do well. We want to win here, and it's just a really good environment to be in. I can't really explain it other than that. Like it's just a great work environment. Think of the best work environment you can have. That's just the energy around the building.
Did you have exchanges in particular that sort of?
Yeah, I mean, just small talk here and there. Easy to talk to. He came up to me before the game. He's like, you've done this 1,000 times. Just go out there and do your thing, and he trusts me to do that. So, yeah.
Like two more.
Is there any way to describe kind of the whirlwind of a kicker's life when you're on the sideline, where you're unemployed 7 days ago, and you just set the field goal to win an NFL game? Just like, is that just what a kicker's life can be like sometimes?
Yeah, that's kind of the nature of the beast right now in the kicking world. It's just so competitive, and you have to take advantage of the opportunities that present themselves. And the good thing is, like, sure, I was on the street for a week, and then I got the call, but that's why you stay ready at all times, because you never know when you're gonna get that call. And I learned that last year as well. I bounced around a little bit, and I had like 6 or 7 workouts with teams, and it'd be at spur of the moment. Hey, you're flying out in 3 hours. Good luck, you know. So that's kind of how it works, and you just got to go with the flow and stay confident in yourself and trust what you do.
Before that final kick, did Coach Quinn or any of your teammates, Tressway, Tyler Ross, did they give you any final message before you took to the field on that final kick?
No, I mean, I think Tress said, just do your thing, man. You know, just some positive Oklahoma, you know, words to me. So, all right, thank you guys. Seibert.